right now. Listen up.
3, 2, 1.
It's showtime.
That's great.
This is ridiculous.
99.3 The Truth.
You can't handle the truth. Right now.
Ooh.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Let's do it.
Hit it. It's time for Mac's World.
And here we go.
Everybody, let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Call Mac 244-0077 or text 809-0993.
It's showtime, everybody! Showtime!
Exclusively on 99.3 The Truth.
6 minutes after 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, the 21st day of June in the Lord's year 2016. Yesterday, first day of summer. What'd you say yesterday was the longest day?
No, today is.
Today is the longest day.
21st of June is the longest day of summer, and it will continually get shorter until December the 21st.
Is that when it changes back then?
Right, and then from December the 21st, it gets longer until June the 21st. It's a vicious cycle.
That's the way God created it, right? Mm-hmm. All right, Craig Robinson from the Iowa Republican will be in later, and we'll talk about that attempted assassination of Donald Trump. Did you hear about this?
No.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah, it's the real deal. Somebody actually told he was in Vegas, and he said he intended to use the gun to kill Trump, that he drove from California to Las Vegas with the intention to kill Trump.
Is he black?
I don't know.
Well, Black Lives Matter seems to be the target that seems to be going after Trump a lot.
We're 2 minutes into the show, and our resident racist has shown up.
As far as I know, he was only thing I know about him is he was British.
Really?
Yeah, he was British.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's a big Black
that.
Lives movement in Great Britain right now. I don't know.
All right. So that's going to be one of the stories we'll talk about when Craig Robinson comes along. That and the fact that U.S. Representative Steve King, yes, our own Steve King, has introduced an amendment in Congress that would prevent Harriet Tubman, an abolitionist and supporter of women's suffrage, from replacing President Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill. Why do you think he's doing that? Well, we'll talk about that. And she is black, right? I mean,
yes.
Just Harriet Tubman.
Yes, Harriet Tubman.
So do you think Black Lives Matter will get involved in that?
That's who it's aimed at.
Have you always not liked people of colored skin?
Now, don't say that.
Oh, okay.
That conversation, by the way, just for the radio audience, is going on between Mac and Frank. Bob nor Chris Roloff, have anything to do with this weird racist conversation.
Now, come on. It's not a racist conversation.
Well,
you can have racial commentary that's not
right.
Racist commentary.
That's right. I don't care what people's skin color is. I care about how they act. All right, Dateline, Des Moines, Iowa. Police say that they are investigating after revealing that a charred remains of a human body were found at a homeless camp in northeast Des Moines. The Des Moines Register reports that the victim has not been identified. A police report says a body was found April 1 by two men checking on their property near a homeless camp. The body was found near a burned shed. Des Moines Fire Captain Mike Dooley, hello, Michael, confirmed Friday that the area where the body was found houses a homeless camp and that the death is still under investigation. City of Des Moines is, of course, working to clear homeless camps that are on private properties, including clearing several camps from just south of downtown Friday morning. That last Friday morning, they cleared a whole bunch of camps at the foot of Terrace Hill, kind of behind the Red Cross building there on Grand. They go in there every couple of years and clear out these homeless camps. That's one of our questions for today. 515-244-0077. Should we leave the homeless people alone? Should we leave them alone?
No.
I mean, if they're on private property and the private property owner says, I don't care if they're on there.
Is that what's happening, though?
No, my guess is that they're complaining that they're there, and that's why they go in to clear them out.
I would suspect
and
so.
And probably there's a tension going on between the police department and the property owners, because I don't think the police really care. I don't know if they care or not. I'd have to have some expert in here that tells me what kind of crime we get from a homeless population. But I just don't think it's that much that we should be taking police officers off the street in the middle of the summer to clear a homeless camp. But if I had a piece of property and I had homeless people living on it, I don't know if I'd care. Especially that property, because that property's unusable for anything else. It's the backside, it's the south side of that hill on Grand Avenue.
Ignorant question. If homeless people have a place to live, are they no longer homeless?
It's a good question. Plus, I think I've told you before, Chris, that years ago I kind of went on a little rant about homeless people.
Yes.
Because I didn't know anything about them.
Right.
Kind of like when we had Donna Red Wing on the other day, and I said, just explain to me transgendered people. I don't understand them.
Sure.
And so they brought in 2 or 3 homeless people, and guess what I found out?
What's that?
They want to be homeless. They want to live off the grid. They choose. I mean, I'm serious. This one guy, I choose to be homeless. I don't want to live on the grid. I don't want to have an address, a post office box, a social security. I don't ask anything from the government, he said. I don't want anything back from them.
That's the case sometimes. I mean, we have to be careful not broad brush any of these issues here, especially homelessness. So you do have situations where these are people are in these situations because of choices that they've made, situations that they found themselves in, a whole series of different things like that. Some folks have mental issues that make it difficult for them to be employed.
That makes Frank uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry about that.
Not mental issues.
Not mental issues.
They're hurdles.
They're hurdles,
challenges.
Yeah.
Roadblocks to get around.
But it's
okay, Frank. You'll be
and
all
there's
right.
drug and alcohol addiction issues.
Sometimes, but I mean, I don't want to quote that proverb necessarily.
What proverb was that you weren't going to quote?
probably shouldn't go there. But anyway, it's homelessness is an interesting thing. I don't know that we'll ever really get rid of it. I think it's a lost cause.
Absolutely, we'll never get rid of it. It's like poverty.
Well, I think it's yeah. I
think we'll never get rid of homelessness.
But we should be compassionate. We should care. There are a lot of great organizations. In fact, Hope Ministries does a lot of great stuff. Gets down and gets dirty, so to speak, and help folks and help them make the best life decisions they can make to move forward. Anyway,
244-0077. When you see a homeless person, does it make you uncomfortable? Do you ever go down those off-ramps when they've got the sign, we'll work for food, please give me some money, I am broke, I am homeless, I need to feed my children, I want to win the lottery, I like Jack Daniels, whatever it is. Do you stop and give them money? Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Do you do it often?
No.
And do you do it out of guilt or do you do it out of treasure?
No. I don't do it. Well, I don't do it much at all anymore. When I have, I did it because I thought I should. I have taken the time. Years ago, I took the time to actually pull the car over and take the time that I had and spend it with the person asking for money and try to get to know people. That was a very eye-opening thing to do. I did that many years ago. And
what about it was eye-opening?
Well, I did it several times. I met lots of different people in different situations, and I found one of the things I found is that most of the folks that I interacted with are human beings just like me, that either have made life decisions to put them in that choice, or they're making a choice to stay. Circumstances are such that they think that their situation is the best it can be, and sometimes they need encouragement to know that things can be better. Sometimes they need a friend that can walk beside them. That's what I need. When I'm sad, when I'm down, when things are hard for me, I need somebody to walk alongside with me. So a lot of times that's what folks who have nothing need is more human beings to walk side by side with them. I guess I'm not going into great detail. I don't know how much time you want to spend on the homeless topic. I apologize.
You're just fine. I'll go over with Frank. Frank, have you ever been homeless?
Yes.
Okay. What brought that up, if you could talk about it?
Transitioning in between a divorce.
So did you live out on the streets or did you go to a homeless shelter?
I lived in my car for a while.
All right. Bob, you ever been homeless?
No.
I was when I was a teenager, but that's because I ran away from home. So I don't know if you can call that homeless. But I ran away from home when I was like 15 years old. And I went a long ways. I went like a mile and stayed at a friend's double wide. And that was an eye-opening experience.
And that was your choice, to be homeless.
It was my choice to be homeless. Yeah, I had left my home. Made my mother happy. She was hoping I wouldn't come back, you know. We used to have the little star in the window that said, you know, people were welcome to stop there if there was an emergency. After I ran away from home, she took it down. No, that's not true. All right, 515-244-0077, or, of course, on the Service Legends Truth Text Talk line at 515-809-0993. Hey, don't forget, it's time to get involved. It's time to start the revival. We need it. That's why I think you should attend the Family Leader, the summit on July 9th, 2016. The event will feature Anne Graham Lotz, War Room actor T.C. Stallings, biblical worldview expert, Dr. Del Tackett, and more. Get your tickets. They're at thefamilyleader.com. Make sure you do that. Del Tackett, for those of you who don't know who Del Tackett is, if you've ever watched The Truth Project, which I believe is sponsored by the Family Leader. It is, locally. And so, and I talked to Del the other day, and he's writing another one, and I think he's close to being done. And it will be, because the Truth Project is now maybe 15 years old. I mean, it's been around for a while. Not that I think any of those biblical principles have changed.
Oh, sure.
But, you know, things do change. All right, 515-244-0077. I was just asking about the homeless people, you know. Do you know anybody that's homeless? Have you ever been homeless? Do you think we should be doing this stuff to the homeless people? Should we spend more tax dollars on helping the homeless? It's your voice I want to hear, 515-244-0077. Next hour, Craig Robinson, the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. Yeah, it really happened. Here live on The Truth.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
Hey everybody, I brought Northern Lights Pizza! And it's got Graziano sausage!
Rock and Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens. Rock on. This is Pat McManus for Rock and Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
21 minutes after 3 o'clock, 3:21 in the afternoon, live here in Max World, 244-0077. We're talking a little bit about homeless, and of course, we don't want you to be homeless, and the best way to not be homeless is to have a home. And the best way to find a home is through Seth Walker. See how I did that right there? See how I did that? 577-3728. He is a professional real estate agent. He is not someone who does it part-time or simply wants to service all his friends in the Bible study or at church. It's a business to him. It's how he supports his family. It's the ministry that God has led him to. And so if you're thinking about buying a house, if you're thinking about selling a house, if you're not thinking about selling your house, I'm going to ask you why. Because right now you can make so much money on your house. I mean, just every house that hits the market is gone 3-4 days. My kids sold a house the other day. They got above asking price because they had 2 people bidding on it. So this is the time to look at the equity you have in your home and find out if it's a good time to upgrade. Now, the bad part is you have to turn around and buy another house. And, of course, the market is a buyer's market. But Seth will walk you through all that. Seller's market. Seth will walk you through all that. All right, we're talking about the homeless camp that sits there just south of the Red Cross building on Grand Avenue, right behind Terrace Hill. Police went last week and cleared them out again last Friday. Just decided that the middle of the summer was a good time. And they always do it in the summer. They don't do it in the winter. And I appreciate that because obviously the winter it's a lot worse. But let's go to the phones where Daniel is standing by. Daniel, you're live in Max World. How you doing today?
Hey, great. Thank you for letting me call in.
Hey, love to hear what you have to say. Were you ever homeless?
No, I've never been homeless, but Jesus called me to help the homeless, so that's what I do. And I think it's horrible that the city keeps moving people out of their camps. I think one solution would be for the city to set aside some land, maybe about 5 to 10 acres, have people live there in a secured environment and, and try to help them on their journey to to the next phase of their lives. So,
but see, that's what the homeless shelters do, though.
Yeah, exactly. And so the people who are not in the shelters, those who are out in the tents, need to have a place to go to as well, and a place that would have water, would have bathrooms, that sort of thing. And whether they're in tents or tiny homes or whatever, but, at least a secure place so that they no longer have to move again, no longer get harassed by the city government and that kind of thing. So I think, there could be a possibility for something like that. Hope Ministries and Joppa are 2 really fine local organizations that help the homeless.
All right, Daniel, I appreciate everything you do as a brother in Christ, and thanks for caring about the people who are less fortunate than you.
Thank you.
All right, Daniel, thanks for listening. Daniel called 515-244-0077. Let's now go to the Service Legends Truth text line where we've got some messages on the text line, 515-809-0993. Robert Monsoret.
Okay, this one here says, have you considered having a show where Christian companies can come on and talk about their business, type of work, open positions, etc.? That way those of us that are looking for work might be more inclined to look at those businesses. Everybody knows Hobby Lobby, Chick-fil-A, etc., but have more of local businesses.
All right, well, here we go. If you've got a local business and you're listening right now and you've got any openings, call us. We'll put you on the radio. We'll give you a little, I guess it's called a free commercial.
Well, yeah, and we maybe can connect you with this gentleman who's looking for a job. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Or gal or person. I don't know. It's a text.
Yeah, whoever that text was, text back, would it be okay to give your phone number out? Would you give us a contact information? There we go. If we get a business that calls this afternoon and says, hey, I'm looking for XYZ, why not? Why not? So 515-244-0077. Is that the only text you got right now?
I have a chat message from Brad.
Army Brad?
Yeah.
7-star General, Secretary of Defense from Max World.
So, is it considered homeless if you sleep on the ground with a thin piece of plastic to keep you from being directly in the elements? Then I guess every soldier has been homeless for you.
Very true. That's why Army Brad is Army Brad. All right, let's go back to the news. Streets in downtown Des Moines will begin closing. Do you know what's coming up this weekend? You would like this.
I would?
Yeah, you're a liberal.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm not a liberal, but go
What
ahead.
are you then?
Average Joe citizen.
You going to vote for Hillary?
No.
Streets in downtown Des Moines will begin closing tomorrow afternoon in preparation for the Des Moines Art Festival. The festival is held at the Western Gateway Park.
Wait. Liberals are the ones that like art festivals.
Yeah.
That's sad.
They're
That's
the
a
ones
sad
that like to
commentary.
fund the arts.
That's a sad
You know what they
commentary.
call it, Chris? Liberal arts.
Hey, yay, Jebediah!
That's funny. I would say shame on any conservative that doesn't like arts. My goodness.
Well, I love art. You know that.
Yeah, we're created to create.
The festival is held in the Western Gateway Park this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Grand and Locust are affected by these closures. Streets in the western part of downtown will be closed from Wednesday through early next Monday. Ooh, Monday morning. That's tough. Grand Avenue, 11th to 16th. Locust Street from 16th to 10th. 15th Street from Ingersoll Avenue to Walnut Street. 14th Street from High Street to Grand Avenue. It's just that huge square right there around Gateway Park. So that's coming up. Will you be going to the art fair? Is that something you and Steph and Katie would enjoy doing?
You know, it sounds really great. I don't know. We hadn't planned on it.
Well,
but now I know about it, and maybe we could.
Maybe you could take your family out. It wouldn't cost you anything. I think isn't it free to walk around the art festival?
It wouldn't cost me anything. We'd have to go outside. There's a sacrifice made to go outside.
And it's hot out.
And it's hot, and you'd have to walk and
stuff.
Find a place to park.
You'd have to find a place to park. And then by the time that you finally got there, you'd be hungry. So then you spend $5 on half a hot dog.
That'd be about right.
And you spend another $5 on half a bag of chips and $10 on a Coke.
Hey.
You'd be in $20 and you'd still be hungry, and then you'd have to walk back to your car to get more money.
You are just a whiner.
I know, I'm kidding.
You are such a pessimist.
I'm joking. Yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever been to the art festival? Because it's incredible. It's the second largest art festival in the country. I mean, it is highly acclaimed as the art festival to be at, as if you're an artist. I mean, they've got all the booths sold. That's how they.
Cool.
Yeah, that's how they.
No, to be honest with you, I haven't been. So I might take the family if they're willing to go. I'm sure my daughter and I would go.
Uh-oh.
And where's it going to be?
Hold on. Something just came up here, and I got to cover that. So why do you think your wife wouldn't want to go?
Am I allowed to talk about this, Bob, or am I going to get in trouble?
You get in trouble.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about it.
Why?
Not everybody likes crowds, Mac.
Oh, okay. That's true.
It's not good to talk about your wife on the radio.
No, it's true.
I love
Large
my
crowds.
wife. Why can't I talk about my wife?
Speaking of large crowds, I want to give a shout out to Connection Music Festival. I did go to, speaking of things to do in the weekend, last weekend, this past Saturday, I did go to the Connection Music Festival. We had Jeff Arendale in the studio to talk about that. I am telling you, man, that was an awesome concert. For a free outdoor concert, it was incredible. The bands that they brought in were top notch. We stayed until the sun went down, and the light show. And my daughter's our first ever rock concert. Wow, and she was blown away. She thought it was very, very cool. It was top notch stuff. Colton Dixon's outstanding. Sanctus Real was outstanding. Bread of Stone was that right? Bread of Stone was outstanding. It was really awesome. I'm looking forward to it next year. I messaged the folks that put it on, and I said, by all means, let us be a part of your promotions team. I was really, really blown away. If you've never been to the Connection Music Festival, this was the third year, and it wasn't a huge crowd.
Where was it? Indianola?
It was on, if you go on Fleur south of 5 there, if you go kind of that part, and you take a right on Border Street or whatever it is, it's kind of, there's not a lot out there. They've got a bunch of land. There's a church, Crossroads Church.
Sure.
So if you go to Crossroads Church in Norwalk, you find out where they're at. They got a ton of land out there. It was a fantastic festival, and for it to be free, honestly, it blew me away. I really want to see this thing explode next year. We'll have to wait till next summer. Daughter's already looking forward to it, so we hope you guys will be reminded by 99.3 come time.
Now, like, how many people do you think were there? Are you good at crowds?
Oh, I'm really bad at that because it was it's a lot of space, and it was very wide. It wasn't in terms of stage to back of the crowd,
but it was wide, not deep.
It was very wide, so that's hard to count for me.
Well, let's work on this for a second, okay? How many people do you see in the studio?
I see. I can't count that many.
5.
Yeah, I'm done. That's one hand.
So we know there was one hand. So we know there was at least 5.
Well, Jesus is here.
We know that there was at least
6.
No, there was. I think they said they had 1,300 or 1,500 last year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I mean, it was not a small crowd. I wouldn't be surprised if they were pushing about 2,000.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very
well,
good.
and it should be incredibly larger. I want it to be huge. I mean, it was really, really, really cool. I encourage.
But it was really, really, really hot.
You know, it was though. But and the bands kind of picked on a lot of people for sitting in their lawn chairs, but. Literally, it was so hot, no joke.
How hot was it?
So hot that actually the guitar player for Sanctus Real, the lead singer who also plays acoustic guitar, the last song they couldn't play anymore. He said he could not get his guitar tuned up. He's like, I think the wood is warped. I can't. It's so hot. It was so hot.
Ooh.
He couldn't use it for the last song. That's how hot it was. But then once the sun went down and the light show was amazing, Colton Dixon puts on an incredible I was sitting there, and I should stop talking about this, could not believe I paid nothing to see it, would have rightly paid $35-$40 to see it. It was a great concert.
All right.
Really looking forward to it.
Do we have a date for next year now?
I don't know.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
We got plenty of room to talk.
Jeff, if you're listening, send me a text or something. I don't know. If anybody's listening and knows the next date of the Connection Music Festival, you can text us 515-809-0993. You can send us a text if you know the date, but I don't know it.
All right, 515-244-0077. A Des Moines fire crew spent hours on the scene of another nightclub fire overnight. Getting breaking news, District Fire Chief Dan Burke told us a few employees were inside at the time, but they got out safely. Burke said most of the damage was confined to the outside of the building. According to a police report, the bar manager reported that after the bar closed, she saw sparks by the kitchen area. That's a good sign. Burke said the fire did not appear suspicious, but investigators are looking into it. It was this same club back in March that a security guard was shot, and the club has been a subject of numerous complaints by the city. Let me tell you what's going to happen there. City is going to shut them down. Just telling you. Just telling you.
Or it'll mysteriously burn down.
Yeah, it'll just disappear.
Oopsies.
I don't think John Klein's in town anymore, is he? Oh, should I have said that? I probably shouldn't have said that. West Des Moines burglaries are up, and there's a new rash in West Des Moines. Wait, that didn't sound right. There's been a rash of new burglaries in West Des Moines. Police said between June 17th and June 20th, they have investigated residential neighborhoods and business parking lots, including at fitness centers. While the thief did force entry into some of the vehicles, police said others just weren't locked. Police are reminding all citizens to lock their vehicles. They do have some windshields that were that were broken out. A $1,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest of the person or persons involved. Call Crime Stoppers at 223-1400. You can collect yourself $1,000 if somebody's been bragging around you that they've been out bashing out windows in West Des Moines at different places. Sounds like I think a lot of them happened over there right off of Valley West Mall. Right to the south of that, they've got a fitness center, and they've got a winery right there, and I think that's where some of it probably happened. All right, and probably something you didn't need to know, but I'm going to tell you. Michael Jackson was always suspected to be a pedophile, and the late Michael Jackson's pornographic material collection has now been turned over to the police. He had at least 7 collections of work that show boys in their teenage years or younger, fully nude or partially clothed. So no surprise, but it's been confirmed now that they found that on his property. All right, 515-244-0077. Somebody tried to kill Trump. Really? They did. Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll talk about that next hour, but coming up next, should Harriet Tubman be on the dollar?
Northern Lights Pizza's amazing garlic butter makes amazing breadsticks. Now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. I'm Brian Leach, owner of Service Legends, and my position is Chief Talent Officer.
I'm Nicholas Wonderscheid.
I am Bernie Hobbs.
And I'm the Service Manager.
Marketing Director and Client Relations Manager.
Everything that we do is about ensuring that we exceed your expectations.
Our clients are important to us. 100% satisfaction.
We're not just focused on heating and cooling. That's the easiest part of our job, actually, is fixing furnaces and air conditioners.
Everyone that we come in touch with, we want to improve lives.
Bottom line is, we've got our installation guarantees, 25% energy savings guarantee, comfort guarantee, temperature selection guarantee, property protection guarantee.
100% satisfaction guaranteed. Fixed rate or it's free.
All of those guarantees are backed up with a 100% money-back guarantee to hold ourselves accountable to making sure that you get what you're after.
Just fixing the problem today. If they have another problem 5 days down the road, it's still fixed rate or it's free.
We use what's called straightforward pricing. Our technicians are going to give you an exact to-the-penny price on what it's going to take before they move forward with any repair. That way you know what to expect.
It's the same price every day.
No surprises.
If you get off work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you come home, you realize that, oh, my furnace is broken. Now you need to call somebody out that night. You shouldn't have to pay more for that.
We're guaranteeing service 24/7.
We run afternoons, evenings, nights, weekends. We're staffed to work that.
Phone rings at 3 in the morning. You'll get one of our representatives answering the phone every time.
We're not sending you out to Timbuktu in some call center. It's our Service Legend team members, our mission control team.
I'll take a call anytime.
And then they answer the phones the same way during the day as they do at night.
It's a great day at your service company. How can we make you smile?
That's the only way to provide true 24-hour service.
When you're able to let somebody actually live in their home safely when they weren't able to do that before, where they don't have to stay up at night and worry about, is the heat going to come back on? Are we going to freeze the pipes? Is the baby in the room next door going to be sick because they got too cold? When you're able to help somebody overcome challenges like that, that's impacting a life. That makes a difference. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I love the team. I love the people that I work with.
We have fun, but we work hard.
I call them my ambassadors of legendary service. If you could just envision what that is, that's who we're sending to your home.
They literally will call in, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I want to talk to your manager. And I get on the phone, they're like, that technician that was at my house was the greatest technician ever. That's cool to me.
We want to brighten people's days.
Every person that we have going into the house has gone through an extensive background check.
Drug testing, we have a very thorough interview process that 1 out of 140 people make it through.
If we promise you something, that's what you're going to get, no matter what.
We're here when you need us to protect the safety and comfort of your family.
If you're not happy, we're going to make it right.
If we're willing to put 100% money-back guarantee on what we do, what type of work do you think we do?
Give us a call. We're there for you 24/7, 365 days a year.
Enough said.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
3:38, 22 minutes before the top of the hour. Salem Radio Network News at the top, and then Craig Robinson from the Iowa Republican. We'll be discussing a little bit of the politics going around, including, and this is legitimate, police have arrested a 19-year-old man who attempted to pull an officer's gun from his holster where Trump, the presumptive Republican nominee, was holding a campaign rally. Michael Sanford of Britain told police he came here to, quote unquote, to kill Trump. Man. I don't know. Now he's going to be all... Now Trump's just going to get all this more and more and more publicity. You can give us comments at the Service Legends Truth text line at 515-809-0993. Well, I love Steve King. I'll always be for him, but every once in a while, Steve King does what Steve King does. And Steve King just did what Steve King did. U.S. Representative Steve King has introduced an amendment in Congress that would prevent Harriet Tubman, an abolitionist, abolitionist, thank you. So I can say abolitionist, but when I read it, it looks like something different. And supporter of women's suffrage from replacing President Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill. King's amendment, which was first reported by the Huffington Post, would prevent the Treasury Department from spending money to redesign paper currency or coins. His measure would scrap the federal government's plan to replace Jackson on the $20 bill with a picture of Tubman, a black woman who was born in slavery in 1822 and later escaped. She subsequently made repeated missions on the Underground Railroad to rescue black people from slavery. During the Civil War, she served as a Union Army scout and spy. Do you know, Mr. Roloff, pay attention, that we have a place in West Des Moines where the Underground Railroad, or the Underground Railroad of slaves trying to escape to the north were housed?
I did not know that.
It's called the Jordan House.
That's cool. You said West Des Moines?
Yeah, it's on Grand. It's on Grand.
Wow.
Way out, almost probably 2 miles from I-80-35.
I suspect it's a museum of sorts now. They do tours and things like that, or is it just a marked building?
Yeah, it's preserved, but I've never been there, so I don't know if they do tours. I don't know, but it is. There's a big plaque outside and everything. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, the Jordan House. That's that whole area, the Jordan Creek area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
So do you think we ought to take Andrew Jackson off the $20 bill?
So here's an interesting stand on it, and I think this article and this report, it's a lot of people are reporting on it. I think the real tip should be that the Huffington Post was the group that kind of made this a big stink, because the Huffington Post has no agenda, right? That's sarcasm. But I think one of the things that jumps out at me, even in the Huffington Post article, says the congressman, that is Steve King, introduced an amendment that would bar the Treasury Department from spending any funds to redesign paper money or coin currency. See, here's the thing. This is being spun as Steve King doesn't want a black woman on the money. That's how this story is being reported. What I just read in the Huffington Post article on HuffingtonPost.com, it says the congressman introduced an amendment that would bar the Treasury Department from spending any funds to redesign paper money or coin currency. Wait a second. Maybe Steve King's thinking, we're a country that doesn't have a whole lot of money. Why do we need to be spending money on redesigning currency? Seems kind of foolish. Seems like a waste of money. Maybe it's something that a conservative would be caring about.
Like the fact that we spend 2 cents to make every penny we make in the country?
Possibly. But I think that's fascinating that's the thing that's not leading this story. They're making it about whose face is on the money. I think possibly, and I can't speak for Steve King, but I suspect that he would say it's not about who is on it. It's that the Treasury Department does not need to be spending more money to redesign.
So who's spinning? Steve King or the Huffington Post?
Well, the
Huffington Post.
It's not an interesting story to say the congressman doesn't think that we should be spending money to redesign our currency. That's not an interesting headline. There's not a way to make that an interesting headline. An interesting headline is a white male congressman who is an evangelical and a Republican hates black women. That is an attractive headline. It gets lots of leads. It gets on talk radio shows. People repost it. They tweet it. They do all that kind of stuff. That's attractive. But here, I think we have a case of a conservative congressman doing what a conservative congressman you would expect him to do, saying, don't spend more money.
Kim Weaver of Sheldon, King's Democratic opponent in the Iowa's 4th District race for the House this fall, issued a statement Tuesday. Quote, Iowans have 4 representatives in the United States House of Representatives, and unfortunately one of them seems to maintain a laser focus on where his next headline-grabbing piece of stunt legislation will come from, Weaver said. Quote, what will this amendment do for the residents of Iowa, 4th District? Nothing. How will it make the lives of his constituents better? It won't. And what chance does this meaningless and mean-spirited gesture have of actually passing? Just like most measures introduced by Steve King, none. Ooh, little politics here, right? The Treasury Department plan announced in May it would place Jackson on the back of the $20 bill in a reduced image along with a White House. Tubman would be the first woman on the $20 bill since Martha Washington's portrait was on the $1 bill in the late 19th century. Pocahontas was on the $20 bill from 1865 to 1869. Donald Trump has proposed keeping Jackson on the $20 bill.
I was really excited that was going to go another way. Donald Trump has proposed that his face be the next face on the $20 bill. I would be all for that. I don't care how much it costs at that point. I think Donald Trump's face should be on the $20 bill. That would be outstanding.
Andrew Jackson had a great history, and I think very rough when you take somebody off the bill. Trump told the Today Show, I think Harriet Tubman is fantastic. I would love to leave Andrew Jackson and see if we can maybe come up with another denomination. Maybe we should do the $2 or another bill. Yes, I think it's pure political correctness.
I agree.
Why are you laughing so hard?
Because Donald Trump makes me laugh so much. He's just the most wonderful.
But he didn't say that. You did.
Oh, it's so funny, though. Why? He should have said it. He missed out. He heard me right now. He's like, man, that kid's on it. So that's funny. That'll sell. That's funny. That's funny. That right there, that's the jokes. Donald Trump is the most entertaining. Do you understand? He scares the daylights out of me. There's no way I'm going to vote for him. It's my thing. I got the right to not vote for the guy.
You know, Chris, that may be the next idea that Trump has. He'll make fake
money
with his picture on it as a campaign thing.
That could be it. That could be it. I would pass those out.
Yes.
That would be fun. Come on. Wouldn't that be funny?
Call up Sam. Give him the idea.
All right, Sam Clovis. Put Trump's face on the $20 bill, and he could milk this whole kerfuffle about the $20 bill and the whole thing. It's absolutely it's great theater, political theater. Gotta love it. Absolutely hilarious. Build a wall. We're gonna keep them out. Make America great again. I like it. It's like
we can build a wall with Trump $20 bills.
We could. We could spend. Yeah, that's what we could do.
You're just being silly now.
You ever seen the TV show The Office? Dwight Schrute made Schrute bucks. Why can't Donald Trump have a Trump buck? I think it can be done. I vote for it.
And then people would start to use it as regular money, and then they would be arrested for counterfeiting.
Right, and then Donald Trump
be arrested for counterfeiting.
Donald Trump would spin this whole thing as sort of some kind of He's smart. He'll come up with some way to get out of it. He's a smart cookie. He can get out of anything. He'll make a deal with somebody. He'll go to the Treasury Department and say, no, this is a good idea. You should totally do it. I'm sorry.
You're going to be laughing out the other side of your face come November when he's the president.
Oh, my tune will change. And in all seriousness, he scares me. It scares the daylights out of me. I don't like either person running for president of the United States. None of them give me hope. None of them give me strength. None of them give me courage. But that's okay, because I'm not to look to them for my hope and strength and courage anyway. So it's kind of good that they're both buffoons, because I can get back to what's more important.
Which is?
Board games. Oh, wait, no. That was a joke. Seek first the kingdom of God. And all these things will be
the Donald Trump board game.
It's lousy.
Is
actually.
it? Is there one?
Yeah, there is one.
There is one?
It's lousy. He made it a long time ago.
Like a Monopoly kind of a...
Yeah, it's a bad economic game. From what I understand, it's actually broken, and sometimes it just won't ever end. Kind of like what would happen if he was president. It just would never end.
Man,
he'd become the great dictator of the United States.
Today, let me tell you.
Donald Trump.
Who put quarters in you?
He's funny if you let him be.
Taking a break. We're coming back. Donald Trump was attempted assassination today. Do you care? Is it a big deal? It was in Britain.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for the opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens. Rock on. This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
Northern Lights Pizza, your home of the tasty crust. Our garlic butter sauce now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
.350, 10 minutes before the top of the hour. Top of the hour, Salem Radio Network News. And then not Hank. That's us next hour with Craig Robinson, and we're going to talk about some of the politics.
We can answer your Bible question too. It probably just won't be as accurate.
By the way, Jill King says this is such a guy show.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know what makes it a guy show. We're not talking about guy stuff.
Most
days it's just a guy show. She says, "Well, Frank, we need you to come in as transgendered."
Okay.
And now you're going to be Francis.
Francesca.
Well, Jill's here every day with us. Lisa's here.
That's true.
Anita's here.
Yeah.
There's lots of ladies.
Wendy.
Deb's here. Wendy's here.
And they can climb in or they can chime in anytime they want.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
we just talk too much.
We're talking about.
I mean,
who talks too much?
I mean, because we've got the mics in front of us, so it seems as though we're talking more.
The Des Moines Police Department has cleared out once again some homeless camps that sit behind the Red Cross building there on Grand, kind of behind Terrace Hill. And
isn't that a security issue too for the governor's mansion?
Well, I would think so, especially considering here. I'll tell you something very few people know. One of the guys that lives in the homeless camp behind Terrace Hill is the son of the mother and father that Eric Branstad
hit.
Yeah, and killed. I'm not saying Eric killed him. I didn't word that right. And he lives back there. And he's a good guy. I mean, he's sane.
For now.
Well, been there for a while. All right, 515-244-0077. So the question is, what do we do with a homeless camp? We had Daniel call in. He had a good idea. Just take about 5 acres somewhere and just let him live there. Well, the problem with that is now the city has liability. See, that's the other thing. So you've got a private owner on this land, and he wants them off of there, probably not because he doesn't like homeless people. It's because it's a liability. If something should happen on that land, he could get sued.
Why would the county, let's say it was Polk County land or it was Dallas County land? Why would the county be liable if somebody got injured on county land? Now they would be
lawyers.
Well, but if the county designated an area, then they are putting themselves at some level of responsibility, I guess. If they said, here in this section of our county, this is going to be the homeless campground. But if they just left them alone on certain places, but I mean, there's not much. There's not much in the way of unoccupied or unowned land these days.
All right, so let's say you've got a minor. Okay. They run away from home.
Right.
They end up at one of these homeless camps.
Right.
And something terrible happens. The parents of that minor have every right to sue the landowner for allowing those people to be, what do they call them? Not sharecroppers.
Squatters.
Squatters. Yeah, that's you're liable. If somebody walks up to your house, do you know this? Somebody walks up to your house. Do you have a stoop? Do you have like a step up? Okay. They take that step up and they fall flat on their face. They can sue you because they fell on your property.
That makes me want to put up a giant wall and locks and pads.
And if they climb your wall, you're still liable.
That's silliness.
Well,
that's just silliness.
That's lawyers. That's what happens.
But you know what, though? I want to disagree with you. I don't think that's lawyers. Because if I was walking to my friend's house and I tripped and I fell and I smacked my face, it's my choice whether or not I'm going to sue him or not.
But a lawyer comes up to you and says, here, Mr. Roloff, I think I can get you $50,000.
From who?
From the owner of the property.
Right. That's just rude.
All right. In honor of Jill King, she said if we don't want to make this a guy show, we should talk about fashion or sharing recipes.
Okay.
So I'd like to share my recipe for rib roast with horseradish sauce.
Okay.
Total recipe time, 2 to 2.5 to 3 hours. Seasoning, 2 tablespoons of coarsely ground mixed peppercorns, black, white, green, and pink. 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm not going to do this.
Oh, man, I was all excited. I was going to take notes. Will you make a photocopy of that for me?
2 tablespoons of minced garlic and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now, that's the seasoning for the rib roast. Prime rib, whatever you want to call it. Horseradish sauce. 1/2 cup of whipping cream. 3 tablespoons finely chopped fresh fennel bulb. You know what fennel is? Fennel's good.
Oh, yeah, fennel's good.
3 tablespoons finely grated fresh horseradish. 1 teaspoon finely chopped fresh fennel fronds, F-R-O-N-D-S, and 1/8 tablespoon of salt.
Wait a minute, Mac. I think I hear the scan buttons going.
I know. Nobody wants to get. But Jill's happy. Oh, it said not what I said. I didn't say it was a bad thing. I'm not suggesting you start talking about fashion.
Oh.
Or she said not.
Oh.
Because I was about to talk about Frank's beautiful gray shirt.
It's a nice gray shirt.
With no pocket, though.
Look, Bob's kind of got, is that gray? Are those gray stripes,
Yeah,
Bob?
those are gray stripes.
Oh, my goodness. Frank's wearing a gray shirt.
Anyone would like to know
stripes.
how a homeless camp would work, study the St. Louis Hopeville situation. Hopeville situation. It's been on PBS. Big documentaries about it. It's been shut down because the camp was closed by the city due to safety and health concerns. And another one has popped up near the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge. So you shut one down, it'll pop. It's like whack-a-mole.
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 Are you calling homeless people's moles?
No, I'm saying the camps are like whack-a-mole.
Breaking news, Christian talk show host calls homeless people moles.
It's not
Film
true.
at 11.
We'll deny everything.
It's the camps are like whack-a-mole. You shut one down, another one pops up somewhere else.
But we're never going to get rid of poverty. We're never going to get rid of homelessness.
That's right, because the Bible said there will always be poor among you.
And poor people don't have homes. But we have Hope Ministries. We have what's
David
the shelter?
Burrier shelters type things.
All those. We just built a brand new shelter south of downtown. I think Des Moines does pretty good for homeless people, especially because we have such a crappy winter, Well,
I think one of the interesting things that most cities do, I came from a city that did this, is they just try to sequester homeless. They want to keep the homeless folks in a particular area so that the other people don't have to see them. And I think that's kind of tasteless. But so what's your problem with this story, Mac? I mean, you seem to be bothered by homeless folks being cleared from this land. Does that bother you?
Yeah, because this land isn't being used for anything. It's not buildable. You can't get a building permit. See, when the city won't issue a building permit,
right?
I believe insurance or whatever you would do, I don't believe that land should be able to be sued upon. In other words, if somebody goes over there and lives for a while and something happens to them, I don't think you should be able to sue the landowner because the landowner can't do anything with that land. Who's going to buy that piece of land? It's the back of the piece of land from the Red Cross building. It's the back of the land from the Terrace Hill. Nobody's going to buy that land. It's just part of that piece of parcel. And but it's the liability. I mean, right? We read a story earlier today. They found a body of a charred homeless guy. Whoever that is, their family can probably sue the landowner because something happened to their mother, father, sister, brother on their land. All right. Donald Trump shot at. Well, not really, but somebody said he was going to try to kill him. Is that what we're coming to this political season? And we'll discuss it. Craig Robinson from the Iowa Republican is next, live here on The Truth.